Then talk say tough times no dey last, but na tough people dey last. E no mean say person wey fall along the road no dey try at all, no get muscle, no get power, no get focus, no get the ability, no get the agility. But things can happen. Obstacles can bring you down. Maybe a slight loss of focus. One or two things in life can make someone fall. Yes, but it doesn't also mean that when you fall, you shouldn't rise again. That is the story of the African Cup of Nations so far. As two teams have found the breaking side of the African Cup of Nations. The last time we spoke, I was telling you about the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations. Now, the dust have been settled. Egypt took on Senegal and they lost to Senegal by 1-0 in regulation time. A goal from Sadio Mane in the 73rd minute was just enough to keep Senegal up high straight to the finals. It was quite a topsy-turvy game. Both sides tried to contain each other. They gave each other respect, and just a little mistake, just like I said about a little mistake in life, was what cost Egypt the place in the finals. Sadio Mane took the advantage, and the rest is history. Now Senegal have moved to the finals, no doubt about that. And as I speak to you, I can confidently tell you that Nigeria, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, were also defeated by Morocco. 4-2 from penalties. It ended in that game, and it was a game of so much grit. It was a game of so much power. It was a game of so much perseverance. But one way or the other, we have to know the victor and we have to know the vanquish. It all started like house on fire with the fans of the Moroccan side kept singing, kept blowing their whistles, kept making noises, kept intimidating the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, they were quite professional enough to keep it tidy for 120 minutes. But from the penalties, it's a game of luck. By some school of thought, some people also think that penalties is about proper management. Penalties is for those who feel say, when I knock this ball with my foot, it go tear net. Well, whichever side of the divide you believe in, when it comes to penalties, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, penalty must end. Even I like when I play 120 times, one person must miss, and the other person will not miss, will progress. Moroccans were the victors of that game. It ended 4-2 in penalties, and now they are in the finals. So many stories have concerned that Nigeria game, just a fly around social media. This one happened, that one happened, this one happened, that one pull arm, referee no blow, referee from Ghana, this and that. So I'll leave that conversation for the social media pages and social media spaces, while we'll talk about what has happened now. Yes, as we don't know who done the final, so we don't know who done the third place. In case you don't know, let me tell you again. Nigeria will be taking on Egypt today for the third place match, while Senegal, the Teranga Lions, will be tackling the Atlas Lions of Morocco. So now the battle between lions. Only one lion, maybe the younger lion. Now you go win this game, no matter whichever way you look at it. So it's the game now between the Eagles and the Pharaohs. And is it that the Pharaohs will control the Eagles? I beg your pardon. Oh, the Eagles go pursue Pharaohs, go Egypt empty-handed. Only time will tell. So Saturday, 5 p.m. West African time, we are going to know who will take the bronze, the golden bronze, like they love to call it. Whether now golden bronze or a silver bronze or a bronze. Only time will tell. That takes us to the preview of today's game, Nigeria against Egypt. These two sides have locked on 7 times. Egypt have come up better, winning 4 times in that clash between both sides, while Nigeria has only won 2 and 1 draw in between them, 1 draw soup, which they use for fufu chop, and they were happy. But today, it's only going to be possibility of a draw in regulation time and perhaps in 120 minutes. But one person must win via penalties. Sure, even if the penalty end the next day, Even if they play the penalty till the match between Morocco go start, Morocco go they play their own. They go continue to play their penalty. But have we ever witnessed the longest penalty that took 2 days, 24 hours? I don't think I've gone close to that kind of history. But if you have, please let me know in the comment section. And of course, I'll also do my research, to know if there's any penalty game that have lasted for days. I don't know. So let's keep focus on the game at hand. I'll go straight to the starting lineup presented to us by SofaScore. Very amazing, amazing, amazing platform. I want to tell you. So SofaScore, and I will read from SofaScore to you. Possible lineup for the Egyptians. They are looking at a 3-4-1-2 formation, and they are, telling us that El Shenawi Mohammed, I beg your pardon, El Shenawi will start in goal for Egypt, and in the defense is Yasser Ibrahim. Uzam Abdelmagid will also start in the defense for Egypt. Then Rami Rabia also in defense for Egypt. Then moving up to the midfield is Mohamed Hani, Marwan Atia, Handi Fati, interesting guy, I must tell you, decent midfielder. Mahmoud Trezeguet will also start in the midfield for Egypt. Then going up front, playing the 10/8 role, it will be Asher. Asher, incredible player, I must tell you, for Egypt. And up front is those two men, those two guys that have made things count for Egypt. The difference for Egypt in this competition, starting from Omar Mamouche alongside Mohamed Salah. When you hear Salah, that name rings a bell. No doubt about it. If you're a football fan, you have to know Mohamed Salah. The man applies his trade for Liverpool in England. He has gone to series of clubs. I must tell you, he's played for the likes of Chelsea. They also call him the Egyptian King, the King of Egypt. It's going to be a 3-4-1-2 formation. So I'm looking at this game intensively, and I know this game is still going to rest on the shoulder of Mohamed Salah because he has been a difference so far. Omar Mamouche has been more of a supportive role to Mohamed Salah in this African Cup of Nations in Morocco. So they are always compact in the midfield. The last time they took on Nigeria, although some of these players were not there, Mohamed Salah didn't play in that particular encounter. Likewise, Nigeria did not have some couple of players also play for them. It ended 2-1. It was more like a Nigerian team B, and more like an 80% of the strong side of Egypt played that game, and it ended 2-1. So this is not going to be like that friendly that happened just before the African Cup of Nations. I see Egypt to be compact. I see them to try and keep things clean like they did against Senegal. I see them to perhaps learn from their mistakes and take this game further. They are really going to be determined. Despite being the side with the most African Cup of Nations titles so far, no one has gone too close to them. I think the closest person should have 4 Afcon trophies, if I'm not mistaken. Numbers, eludes me right now. But it shows how this side has been the best in Africa so far in terms of this competition, African Cup of Nations. They have been so solid, and I'm expecting them to also, maybe bow out to the bronze. They want to bow out to the bronze. I beg your pardon. So going from the defense to the attack, it's quite a decent team, and to just so make things count for themselves also. So Nigeria on the other side are being a fantastic team in this African Cup of Nations. Nobody's going to tell you otherwise. They from the starting, to the game management, to the way they played quite differently. They didn't rely so much on their flying games, although it could have helped them in the semi-final clash against Morocco. They had to switch to wingers late in that game, but in this game, I believe Nigeria want to comfort themselves also. So both sides have interesting motivations for them for this game. And I'm going to give my own starting lineup this time around. Nigeria in goal will be Stanley Nwabali. Yes, it's a possible start for Nigeria. Then it's going to be joined by Bruno Emechi, a regular starter. Or perhaps I feel Zaidu Sanusi could be given a nod to play this bronze match. the substitutions can come, and Bruno Emechi, or I think the coach will want to, I think, give other players some chance to play for their fatherland. So I'm tipping Bruno Emechi to start, and Igor will join Semi Ajayi in the defense. On the right hand side, Bright Osai Sam will also start because it's a key game no matter how you look at it. Then going to the midfield, Ndidi will be welcome back after serving his suspension. He'll be joined alongside his regulars, Frank Oyeka and Alex Iwobi. Then moving up front would be Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen alongside Adams Akko. So it's going to be a 4-3-1-2 formation, just like Richel has been using it. So that's for the starting lineup of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the possible starting lineup. When I look at the key battles, it's going to be between the attack. Yes, when we have the likes of Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, we have Akko Adams also coming to play. Not forgetting Iwobi with a defense splitting passes. The key battles is going to be in the attack, no more of the defense, because the attack will want to make things count this time around. They want to at least heal the broken heart of their fans. So I see the attack, Nigerian attack and the Egyptian attack as key battles at this point in time. So let's look at defensively. I feel the Nigerian defense is more disciplined. They have considered lesser goals so far in this tournament, and they've also had the defenders scoring also. The Stanley Wan-Bale has also been the few times he has been called to action, especially in the game against Morocco. He has actually been decent. So I feel the Nigerian defense, although they will be missing Calvin Bassey, the defense master, I must tell you, I can say categorically that Calvin Bassey has to be the best defender in this African Cup of Nations. You can take this information to the bank and get free money with it. Calvin Bassey, I've not seen a better defender than Calvin Bassey that have beaten him in this tournament so far. And he will be missing out of this third place clash against Egypt for Nigeria. And, maybe Igor will come to replace him, and one or two other defenders that, that have been picked up for this competition. Why are they there if they're not going to play? So, and, for the defense, it drops the quality of the Nigerian defense a bit if we are going to be realistic with ourselves. It's going to be a decent defense, and not much to really talk about both sides. They are going to off and puff, and the better side will take the win at the end of the day. But I'm tipping Nigeria to get the bronze because they are specialists in winning bronze. So unlike Egypt, haven't won the Nations Cup for 7 times, Nigeria, I have managed to get the bronze about 16 or 15 times. The numbers elude me now, but to tell you that they are bronze specialists. So that will be a key motivation, no matter how you look at it. So Egypt on the other side, we also want to, at least pacify their fans, with something. But I'm going to give it to Nigeria because because of one reason, yeah, bronze specialists. So that will be my analysis for today, and stay tuned to join me later on tomorrow, I believe, for the proper analysis for the game between Senegal and Morocco. So as at now, I'm going to drop the curtains for now.